Hi, and welcome to another episode of Metal Mastermind. I'm your host, Ken Candelas, the composer of Homeric and an audio educator from New York City. Now, today, I want to talk about writing brutal lyrics without sounding cheesy. So, fair enough, right? Sometimes we kind of get ourselves in a bit of a rut when we're getting through a lyric. Happens all the time. It's called writer's block, right? So when you're having writer's block, sometimes you need to explore some options. And one of the first things right off the bat that I would say is try something you haven't tried before and explore a different route that might invigorate what you are comfortable with. For example, I like to explore writing sometimes in a different language. I don't know, all the languages of the world. So I use a little bit of Google Translate to help, and then I try to get some feedback from somebody who might actually speak the language. But what I try to do with that is explore timings and how words are said and accentuations of the word and how they impact lyrics and how those lyrics fit in a bubble of time. Those kinds of exercises are really powerful here. That's what I'm talking about. So the goal here is to just get you guys, even if you're an aspiring vocalist or songwriter or instrumentalist even, whatever it is that you do and you want to write songs and impactful lyrics, this is what we're talking about today, okay? So many musicians struggle to match that intensity of their music with equally strong lyric content. This is what we're going to demystify today, and a process that helps avoid cliches. Second, after that idea of exploring something new, think about maybe some sort of theme or arc to a story. If you noticed, there's a lot of stories out there that have more than one chapter. And you might be able to use that to your advantage, right? What is the arc of the story in this song? Maybe your verse is the intro and the setting, right? Getting to know who the person is, right? As you go into the pre-chorus, things start to ramp up. As you get to the chorus, we have a climax of information. Maybe something bad happens, something good happens, whatever. You have this point in the story that can help you mark and define progress in your lyrical content. Existentialism, right? Or turmoil from the inside, darkness, myth even. I love using myth. Hell, my entire project, Homeric, is a concept based in myth, Dante's Inferno, original adaptation. It's a really cool project if you want to see something with lyrical uniqueness. And one of the reasons why I say that is because Homeric treats its content as a real narrative story. So when you listen to Homeric, text is of the utmost importance. So as you're listening and you're absorbing, you got sonic characters around that are creating, spatiality, environmental experiences, right? And your music can echo that information too. So there's a really interesting concept that comes from the Renaissance period. It's a concept called word painting. And word painting quite literally means using your words to paint an image. So if you were to go, let's say, descend into hell, your melody would probably also descend into hell. So I'm going to descend you into hell, right? Just going down. We're going down, right? Literally as it sounds. So that could be a way to explore some fun ideas in your lyrics. And if you pay attention to a lot of music during that time, not only was it that the words would be painting what is the melody, but it would also be evoked in the performative aspect of the musician, right? So if it's very much like opera, right? If you were to cry about, something that happened, not only would it sound melodically like you were crying, but you would also try to emotionally evoke crying in that case. So it's a very, very artistic way of going about it, and I think it offers a lot of great inspiration there. So that's where you can have a lot of fun and explore a lot of what makes you unique, right? Maybe even it has a message like, politics. I mean, this is definitely a questionable age. So now also think about maybe approaches to phrasing, rhythm, and flow in your lyric writing, even without melodies. Tips for writing lyrics that lock in with rhythm sections or vocal cadences can also be very, very, very helpful. So let's go back to here, this point. Approaches to phrasing and rhythm. When you are about to evoke, right, a lyric for your content, I always try to use gibberish as a way to get tonality. Right, and I'm just right. I'm not really saying much. I'm just maybe formulating just some sort of energy about whatever I'm listening to. Right, it could be something from a bandmate. It could be an instrumental that I was thinking about applying lyrics to myself. It doesn't matter, right? So you can start to maybe hear places in the song as the timing allows for them, right? And another thing that could be helpful is recognizing where you're breathing. So listen to the body in that case. And when you're writing lyrics that lock in with rhythm, you're going to accentuate these cadences, right? You can use it as punctuation, accents, these kinds of phrases might be able to also time within those rhythms. I personally really, really am a big fan of progressive metal. So I grew up like Dream Theater, like every single teenager, playing drums, wanting to be Mike Portnoy. And that was actually a really important part of my development, because all those kinds of bands, especially bands like Jellyfish, for example, those guys are awesome at writing really weird melodies and thoughtful lyrics. I'd explore some of those more artistic bands, King Crimson, Marillion, that are not actually necessarily within the metal genre per se, but listen to the content of their music and the lyrics that they're portraying in their songs. Of course, Pink Floyd's a great example. I mean, you are talking about some of these legendary works that, not everything always comes from metal, but we can certainly learn from the greats and apply it to our own concept too. I want to leave it there because at the end of the day, your lyrics are very unique to you and your experiences, yet can also be relatable to other people. So the content of your lyrics should really mean to you as an artist everything that you intend to feel, so that you can best convey your message to the listener. If you believe in what you're saying, your listener will believe in what you're saying, is what I'm trying to get at. So that's the thing that makes this all come together. I hope this was some helpful information for you. It's a bit of a interesting take on trying to go away from what is the norm or what is the expected ideas of, black metal or doom metal. Does it always have to be about Satan? Yes. No. But you get the point. This is what I'm talking about. We have to make sure that if we want it to be about something in particular, that is our right. That is our intention. You have the freedom to do that. making your lyrics relatable is where it hits home. Create your own sound.